Today I want to talk to you about oven mitts. What does oven mitts have to do with anything? You know, when you have something that you think about over and over and over, like a childhood memory, especially a memory that's really painful, and every time you think about it, it triggers you somehow in a negative way. You just break down and cry, or you feel so bad about yourself, something. Well, that's a lot like having oven mitts on because that memory, that painful memory, is like a hot stove, right? Every single time you touch it, you get burned and it doesn't feel good. So, usually, what most people do, they learn to go through life with oven mitts on. You go through life and you're like, I cannot be burned anymore. I've got these oven mitts, I'm protected, everything's going to be fine. But the thing is, then you're going through oven mitts and you can't really feel life. You can't really experience life if you've got these on your hands and you just are desensitized to things. You're not really living your life. You're just finding a way around the pain. You keep touching the stove, but you haven't learned how to turn the stove off, how to actually be able to go to the stove without getting burned. So, do you want to learn how to take off the oven mitts? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. All right, let's take off the oven mitts. Think about this. If you are continually touching something that's hot and you are finding a way to work around it, to be able to be around it and be desensitized to it, but you haven't really healed through it. That's what a lot of people do about childhood memories. So when you have a childhood memory that's very painful, something that every time you revisit it, it creates more pain, your body doesn't know, your mind doesn't know if you're reliving it right now in the moment, or it happened in the past, or you're worried that it's going to happen in the future. Your mind doesn't know, but you have these emotions in your body. It brings up these emotions. And so it keeps triggering you over and over and over. And you're just like, stop already. It's time to take the oven mitts off. It's time to say, all right, I am ready to be able to go around that hot stove, that hot topic, that thing, whatever it is, that message, that memory that's bothering me. And the way you can do that, the fastest way you can do that is to pay attention to how it makes you feel. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people don't really pay attention to how they feel because they're uncomfortable paying attention to how they feel, or they've part of the oven mitt wearing process is to just resist how you feel. You're not really in tuned to how you feel. And of course, how can you feel with oven mitts on, right? You can't. So when you're not used to paying attention to your feelings, and I'm sharing a message with you that says, pay attention to how you're feeling, you might find yourself in resistance to this. But the thing is that if you really want to get rid of that negative feeling, that negative emotion, if you really want to heal your inner child, if you really want to be able to bring up that memory and have no emotional attachment to it at all, it's gone, it's done. Now, when you think about it, you're just like, yeah, no, I'm good. And if you think that's impossible, I know I used to think it was impossible. When my teachers used to tell me, until you can talk about that experience without breaking down, without crying, you have not yet healed from it. And I used to think, are you kidding me? What did you just hear what I said? It was horrible. It was a horrible thing to go through. And now I'm sharing it with you, and you're telling me that I have to not feel that horribleness? Well, actually, if you can see, I was arguing for my limitations. I was arguing to keep that pain as part of my identity. So, how do we let that go? How do we think about those painful childhood memories and experiences without actually feeling pain, without the anger, without the frustration, without the guilt, without the shame, whatever that negative emotion is for you that keeps coming up? Again, pay attention to how you're feeling, because your feelings are always giving you the direction of like, okay, this is something that you want to avoid, or this is something that you are having the opportunity to heal through and let go of. Do you want to do that? Are you there? Are you ready? And if you're not ready, that's okay too. Honor where you are in the moment, because sometimes we have to hold on to something, because to let it go too soon almost feels like we're just dropping off the face of a cliff, and we're like, it makes no sense to us. But make sure that you have someone that is walking this journey with you, someone who's guiding you, someone who's been there, not someone who's there to commiserate with you, not someone who will listen to you tell your story and share what happened, and then, keep adding to your misery and your grief and your sadness and your guilt and your shame. It's got to be someone who will encourage you to let it go. Someone who will encourage you and say, you know what? It is possible to visit those childhood memories without the emotional attachment. Now, one of the things that you can do when you pay attention to how you're feeling and you notice that you're feeling very negative, something that just is bringing you down in mind, body, and soul, it's weighing heavy on you, reach for a more positive thought. And sometimes when we're really in the midst of it and it's really grabbing a hold of us, it can be like really difficult to grab onto that happy thought. So something that will take you out of it. Maybe you could start counting. Maybe you could close your eyes and pay attention to your breathing in and out. And think about, I don't know, a sunshiny day, a vacation that you took, something that was really funny. Anything that will pull your focus from the negative to something more positive. Now, you're not looking for a way to get rid of that right there in the moment. You're simply looking for an opportunity to feel more positive in the moment. And all you need to do is hold on to that for 16 seconds. 16 seconds of feeling better. Then as you start to feel yourself feeling better, hold on to it for another 16 seconds. Maybe think of something else and keep climbing. Keep feeling that until you feel that you can breathe again, until you feel it kind of lifting. You'll know. You'll just feel it kind of lifting from you. And as you start to feel it dissipate and move away, that's where you want to take a look at it and say, okay, I'm feeling stronger now. I'm feeling more in control of me now. Now, where would I like to take this? And love yourself. Love yourself wherever you are, because nobody wants to go through life with oven mitts on. Come on. If you have any questions on this or you're looking for support, visit me at masteringyourbeliefs.com. In the meantime, this is Nancy Muller, the one and only Life Sensei, saying ciao for now.